50 million tabs going on. That's what I have right now. Like literally 50 million. So I have to make sure I close them all. 50 million tabs. Oh, it's working. Okay. I'm just going to move that down. And I'm going to now go back here. Okay. Great. Now we can get started. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me today on this Wednesday evening. So good evening. Let's see. I haven't done this in a while. We're asked where you're from. So if you would like to put it on the chat, I am here in upstate New York, in the Albany area. And so if you want to put that on the chat, that'd be awesome. Oh, Oregon. Seattle. Marcy's in Seattle. Richmond, Virginia. That's not too far away from me. I think I saw Laura, who's from the UK. Heather's in California. All right. Florida. Oh, we are Mexico. California. It's so exciting. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, well, we'll get started. Keep putting it in there because I love to see where people are from. I would just like to, first of all, tell you folks on YouTube that I won't be able to interact with you till after, and I apologize. I can't do like paint and talk and chat at the same time. My brain doesn't work that way. So I apologize. And then those of you on Zoom, the tool I use does not allow for me to show my little face in the corner for some reason, my virtual camera, so you won't see my face, which is just fine because the facial expressions that I make you might not want to see anyway. So sorry about that, but that's all right. Let's see here. The coffee club folks, thank you. Thank you to Miss Katz, to Leslie, Barbara, Susan, Deb, Mary Lee, Ingrid, Heather, Lisa, Sylvia, Jean, Christine, Fran, Asma, Jen, Lisa, Levine family, Gail, Candy, those that want to stay anonymous, and a special shout out to my mom and dad. All right, so thank you to all of you that contribute to Coffee Club, and we have a special Coffee Club session on Monday. So I just keep an eye out. I'll try to send the information tonight, but if I don't do it tonight, it'll be out for you on Friday. So that's coming up. That's the 28th at 4:30. So keep an eye out for the invite. Okay? I think that is all that we have going on when it comes to all of our tech and the things that I need to say. I would like to talk about our supplies. So I'm just going to switch my camera here for a second. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. Love to answer any questions you might have. I will be using, first of all, in the chat, and I'll paste it again, is the link to the PDF for this particular session. So if you're like not sure where to find all these things that I'm talking about, that's the link. What will I be using today? I will be using watercolors. These are one of my oldest watercolor sets. As you can see, it's well loved. I take it with me when I travel. I have brushes, so just grab a few sizes. I want to challenge you and pick one that you haven't used in a while. So I'm going to pick like a couple of like a flatheads because I usually am a round brush girl. So I might try to mix the two. Maybe this one is like a weird brush. It's like more pointy than I'm used to, so I'll use that. Oh, sorry about that, making noises. I have gouache, which dried out, but I think I can activate it with water. It's like literally about to fall out. So we'll see how it goes. I accidentally left the top off of it. Hopefully it'll still come back to life. All right. Then I have the Pentel oil pastels because I cannot like not have this oil pastels. And then I have these oil pastels, which are the softer ones, the gallery. And then just in case, I always just use art crayons. If you have that, great. Markers, whatever you have around. So just use that. All right, we have a quick question. Mary Hopkins, can you be the main window joy? I'm seeing everyone beside you. So Mary, you might have to go to your view in the top corner. I have pinned myself. You might have to just look for the speaker view, so then you could just see me or my artwork. Or not the artwork, but the desk. Okay, so here's another thing, paper towel and water. And if you would like to have something to drink, have that. Just don't have it too close to your paint water. I'm having peppermint tea. Delicious. All right, so let's talk. Oh, and I have paper. This is just mixed media paper. Let's talk Joan Mitchell. Joan Mitchell is someone that I just love. I love the artwork of Joan Mitchell. So full of life. I mean, like even the cover itself is just like, wow. This is a book that I purchased a long time ago. I love how Joan Mitchell does a lot of journaling also. And let's see, some of the pieces in here is just amazing. And this one doesn't stop inspiring me, so I always have to try to recreate it in many different ways. I just love the way she put nature into her work, but also didn't want to put too much pressure on herself, so made these beautiful, amazing pieces. I mean, wow. Okay, so we're gonna be inspired by Joan Mitchell. And so for our warm up, to get your hands ready to go, since we'll be working a lot today, well, it's not really working, it's more playing a lot. I'd like for you to get a piece of paper, and then, there we go. I'm going to pull up my Joan Mitchell reference photo. All right. So first of all, I want to say I was really late on my the email, so I didn't give you homework ahead of time. So you get to get homework after the session. So there are links there to Joan Mitchell's foundation. There's links to her art practice, journals and sketchbooks, a Pinterest page. I think I put a Pinterest page on there. If not, I'll update that link. Let's check. Now I'm all nervous. Did I put... Oh no, it goes to Matisse. Still awesome. Okay. Still a wonderful artist. So I'll get that link fixed. I apologize. Okay, and then some videos, how to look at abstract painting. Yeah, I'm sorry, Marcy. I gave you the wrong link. I'll update that. And then a couple books, and special thanks to our coffee club. And here we go. All right, so here's the first photo. And this is what I'd like for you to do, okay? I'd like for you to just take paint, all right? Like take your watercolor, acrylics, whatever you have, and we're just gonna make marks on our page. So I'm gonna try to, my son helped me make sure, this sounds so crazy. I was just like, hey, how do I make my iPad just stay the same way so it doesn't keep doing that weird thing that it was doing last time? I mean, I could have figured it out, but what are young people for, right? But to help with tech. So he helped me out, which was nice. Okay, So I'm just gonna take my brush, the one that is strange that I haven't used for a while, and I'm just gonna try to mimic these lines. Now when I'm holding my brush, notice I'm gonna hold it at the very far end, okay? And then I'm just gonna make, oh my goodness. See, this is gonna be fun later on for you if you do this again later. Try to do it with music, like energetic music. I'm just making marks. I think this one's called the flower. Yep, flower number 1, right? So I'm assuming the black marks are the different petals, maybe? I don't really know. So now I'm gonna take and I'd like to challenge you to make different kinds of marks. So it doesn't have to be the same kind of mark, just different ones. This one I'm doing like up and down. I should use I'm gonna use a different color just so you can see. See, just like a lot of very loose, sketchy. That's what we're trying to do, just be loose and sketchy. I'm just doing circular marks. That just feels good to me, right? Then I'll take my oil pastel, and there's like orangey marks here. This is just like the time to play. So you're just really capturing the essence of the painting. I don't know about you. This is fun to me. This is like, it feels good to just, it's so funny when I look at, the sun is just like right on my face. Anyway, it's fine. This feels good. I'm taking a yellow. Now it's interesting that there's like black marks, so I wonder if that's what she saw as, you know, the center of the flower maybe. So I'll try to do the same thing. It's so interesting, people's take. I love how, using the brush again, I love how Joan Mitchell, she said, I try not to paint she's inspired by nature, right? But she doesn't try to paint it exact or, you know, get it to make it look like a tree or whatever, because to her, it's already beautiful. So, oh, Lori says maybe a sunflower. You're right. I didn't even think about that. So maybe the green marks are the stems. So I'll add that. This is just a time to just have a good time and play. Sometimes people would ask me, Joy, can children join Painting with Joy? And I'm always like, yes, please. So if you have grandkids, kids that want to come and do this, please have them come join us, because to me, it's just so much fun. I'm going to take some pink and I'm just going to, do you see how there's like straight lines up and down? So I'm just going to mimic that with some brown. It's very freeing to create this way. Whoops. You can even turn your pastel all sorts of different ways. You can turn it to the side. You can turn it, you know, however you would like. I think I did too much brown, so I will have to make the black stand out a little bit more on my page. Just looking for... I'm so loud. Okay, here we go. I'm using an art crayon now. Okay? So that's the first pass. If you have not ever used an art crayon, even though it's my year of not buying art supplies, this is a great art supply to get. It feels great, and then it activates with water. So I just put it down there, and then when I wet it, it moves, as you can see. Okay, so that's my first warm up. I feel good. I feel warmed up. How did you do? I'm going to unpin myself, and I'm going to see how you did. All right. Ooh, Barbara has 2. That's awesome, Barbara. Let me see here. Oh, wow, Dominique. Oh, the flowers already. Jean, the colors are amazing. Okay, Marilee. Wow. Laura, that looks beautiful. Debbie, the pinks. Oh, June, I love that. You know what's so great is like all of us. Hi, Susie. Good to see you. All of us like have such a different take. Look at Denise's over there. Debbie, I thought you weren't going to be here. You're here. Yay. Ah, so wonderful to see you all.
And this is Stefan's art because I'm still getting set up.
All right. Hi, Stefan. It looks amazing. Look at that. So loose. All right, let's try the next one. I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I encourage you. I know this is not homework time yet. Did I just get paint on my face? Oh, maybe I did. I know this is not homework time yet, but I encourage you to please try to do this again by yourself, but like stand up and like move around, and then maybe use a bigger brush, do a different kind of brush stroke. Just really go out of your comfort zone, because you never know. Some of you should already post yours on the fridge. You know how like sometimes when you do art, when kids do art, we tend to put their art on the fridge. Don't do that. You don't have to do that. You could do it for your art. Just put it up on your fridge so that you can see it all the time and be inspired by your awesome work, all right? You can also put kids' art on the fridge, but I'm just saying, just for you if you want. Okay. Jean says, I love seeing all the different results. I know, me too. And the crazy thing is, and maybe it's not crazy, we're all using the same reference photo, but it's coming out so amazing and different. So I love that. I just love that so much. Okay, so now let's try the next one. You don't have to do the whole thing. Here it is. Of course, it's hard to see on my iPad, but it is just, these are called sunflowers also. All right, so interestingly, there are juicy, that's all I can describe it as, is juicy. Just juicy colors, juicy marks. So let's do that. Let's imagine ourselves looking at a field of flowers and just kind of having a good time. I'm going to use an art crayon, and hopefully you can see that. I'm going to move this below me. Should I move it? Thank you for putting up with me talking to myself all the time here. I'm like thinking out loud, should I put this up? Should I put this down? Should I move it here? Move it there? Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna use an art crayon because these are fast, and I'm just gonna make some quick marks. I'll show you how fast these are. I'm gonna do the greens on the side here. Do you have the link for the photo? I don't have it. Oh, Heather, hang on. Let me give you the link to the... Okay, click on that, and you should, I put it in the chat. You should be able to see the reference photos. Okay, so while we're working on this, you do your take. I'll tell you about a little bit about Joan Mitchell and her art, Okay, so she was one of the leading figures in abstract art. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'm just doing parts of it. Oh man, this just feels good to just get paint on a page and move it around. I know I'm trying to tell you about Joan Mitchell and the art, but I'm getting distracted by the art that I'm doing. Okay, focus. Just gonna add a little bit of this. All right. Her paintings are famous for the bold, vibrant colors, and she used a lot of oil paints. So if you are an oil painter and you have oil paints at home, please try this. I mean, just try these marks. Mine's a little bit too blobby, so I'm going to take some water and I'm just gonna... Do you see how the art crayon just activates? I love that. So I'm not saying buy it, but I am saying it's fun to have it. The one thing about not purchasing any art supplies this year is I have found that I've been using the art supplies that I forgot I had. So that's been really good. I'm like, oh, this is new to me again. When my kids were growing up, I would take their artwork. Not take their artwork. I would take their toys and I would rotate them. I don't know if anybody else does that too or did that. I would rotate them. So then they'd forget it that they had this one toy, and then you'll bring it back out and then they'll be like, oh my goodness, is that a new toy? But it's just really something that they had before. So I did that with my art supplies, and now it's like, oh, I forgot I had this. You know, the one thing that I have had that I want to play with that I haven't in a long time is the jelly print. Jelly print, those little jelly things, what are they called? The jelly, they're like for printing. A jelly plate. And I got it a long time ago, and I have not gone back to play with it. So I just recently found it again. I don't know. I might be just a mark maker, abstract interpreter person. I mean, I just love this. I'm taking watercolor now and I'm just smushing paint all over. Are you able to see that? Okay. I'm just smushing paint all around with this. So I'm just taking a corner of it, of the painting, and I'm just reinterpreting it on my page. Reinterpreting. I have this like, those of you in Zoom can't see me, but I feel like I have to stop smiling so much while I'm doing this because it's so much fun. Just as it does feel good. Oh my goodness. Feels so good to just get marks on the page. So I love how Joan Mitchell interpreted the landscapes. One of her famous quotes is like, she carries the landscape with her. I'm just adding some green marks, playing around with the way it feels. Maybe I'm gonna grab a gray. I'm gonna grab a gray oil pastel, and I'm just gonna. I like the resist of it too with the watercolor and the oil pastel. I like how that looks. Okay. So we're doing all of this because we're going to do our own interpretation in just a moment. All right. So to her, nature and memory were great inspiration. Mitchell described her work as expressionist landscapes, like we mentioned. So to her, it's like the feeling of it. This might be a good exercise too. Maybe go outside, go for a walk, and then just bring just mark making tools and just get the gestures of the tree instead of having to focus on the details. I get lost in the details. All right. Stefan said mark making is the most relaxing thing I know of. Truly, there are no wrong marks. Just like jelly printing, it's all good. Works better for relaxing than blackberry brandy. Yes, it's true. It's like so relaxing. It's been a crazy week for me. And so I am just so absolutely grateful that I get to be here doing this with you and just making marks on the page, not really caring about how the right and wrong of it. I think that's part of it too, is like the right and wrong. Like there's no such thing. All right, so that's my first pass, and I would love to see how yours looks. Okay, so I'm going to remove my pin. Those of you from or in YouTube, if you want to, you can totally join us on Zoom. There are, let me see here. It's so much fun because you get to see people's artwork when they hold it up. So I'm just gonna encourage you to try. All right, okay, so Ella just told Stefan he was doing it wrong. That's so funny. Okay, hold it up. Oh my goodness, Susie, that looks amazing. Okay, let's hold it up and I'm gonna take a picture. All right, so if you want to smile, you can. And I'm gonna take a picture in 1, 2, 3. Click. Okay, I'm gonna do Audrey. Hang on. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna pin Audrey's for just a second. Look at that. Oh wow. Beautiful. That is beautiful. Look at Linda's. Linda, what kind of paint is that? Is it watercolor or is it acrylics? Oh, Linda, you're muted. It's watercolor. Oh wow, but it still looks really juicy.
Well, they're also some watercolor pencils.
Ah.
Other things too, but no acrylic or anything serious.
Love it. I love it. Okay, Barbara. Let's see, Barbara. Barbara. Oh, that's watercolor, Barbara. Oh, they're dancing. The energy of that. Oh, see, this is interesting to me because it is the interpretation, like Jean's too here. It's like the big, huge flowers. The interpretation of the artwork in your own way. You all are amazing. That's all I'm going to say. It's just amazing. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I took a picture. I need to keep sharing them on Facebook, our Facebook group. Sometimes I forget. And sorry. But I'm going to try to remember to put these on there cuz I want to pin people's. Maybe later on we can look at them together. All right. So, super excited about this picture that we're going to do or use. It is, I'm gonna switch again. Okay, so this picture, I'm gonna get a new piece. By the time you leave here, you're gonna have like so many pieces of art. You can like pepper your walls with beautiful mark making. It could be your new wallpaper. So I was at an airport. I think it's Philadelphia. I can't remember now. But I saw this beautiful, and I'll try to see if I can find the person that installed it, the installation. But it's plastic flowers. And they use plastic flowers and then wallpaper and so on. And this is what I use all the time. Like some people always ask, like, where do you get your inspiration. I took 2 pictures of them, and a lot of times the work that I do just comes from this photo using different parts of it. So I encourage you to take a lot of pictures of flowers, take pictures when you're on a walk, take pictures when you're, wherever you are, and use that as inspiration. And what I end up doing is I end up taking pieces from one place to another and doing that in that way. Okay, so before we get going, if you need to get fresh water, go ahead and get some, and get yourself situated. By you, I mean me, because my stuff is all over the place. If you need markers, get markers. All right, so I'm just going to continue on here, checking on YouTube to make sure it's working. Okay, it looks like it is. Oh, let's see. Both. Okay, just making sure that folks can see that. Okay. Sorry. While I'm gonna close that up. I get distracted with YouTube, so I can't look over there. Okay, so how are we gonna tackle this? Well, first of all, I am going to just take a look at it. I'll hold it up. There's so much juiciness on here. Some of the things that I love is like the little dark spots in the middle. I also love the pom-pom like flowers. So I'll keep this next to me. Maybe I'll turn my page this way so you can also look at it. All right, so in keeping with our theme of Joan Mitchell, think about how you can make this into a mark making piece. Think about how you can turn these flowers into expressions of flowers. You don't have to focus so much on perfection. Our goal is to enjoy and have a creative practice time, so then later on when you want to do this alone in your studio with the music blaring, you can, and you can have a great time. All right, so get my water next to me here. I'm doing something dangerous. I'm putting my water, you can see it, close to my drink. Uh-oh. You know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna dip my brush right in there. I better move my drink. Taking a second to just take a sip. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my art crayon and I'm just gonna go for some blobs. So I'm gonna take this big pom-pom flower and I am just going to draw that, but in the style of Joan Mitchell, just a mark. So within this flower, there is like, I can see like dark spots. So I'm going to take a darker blue. I'm just gonna press it down in there. Maybe use oil pastel. You could do this kind of art so many different ways. And please feel free to use this photo that I shared with you for your work for later. I'd love to see what you come up with. Okay, now I'm gonna take some red. There's red behind. I'll answer your question in just a second, Marianne. But let me just put a mark of red right here. That is a great question that you asked. And I'm just keeping things loose, holding my pen or my, what is this? My brush really far away. Really far away. there is a green stem going down from this one flower. So I'm just gonna put a stem, right? Art crayons, okay. So it just says art crayon, and what it is I think you might have to Google what they are made of, but to me they're kind of like magic because it acts like a crayon, but then when you wet it, it also activates. So I might have to Google that for you to see. But that's what they are. They're by Mariblu, and they are called art crayons. And they work amazing. I'm going to put some watercolor marks down here. Does anybody else, and I know I've asked this before, does anybody else paint and have music going while they're painting? Anybody? And if you do, can you put it on the chat? Like, what kind of music is it that you listen to? Because that's always interesting to me also, to see what kind of music folks listen to. Let's see. There's classical, there's jazz. I like to listen to the new music of, well, I love like music that has a really rockin' beat, and I just dance while I'm painting, which drive my kids crazy. Maybe it doesn't drive them crazy. Maybe they like it. I don't know. Sometimes they're just like, "Oh, Mom, what are you doing?" But the other day, they were in the studio with me at 11 o'clock at night. They were listening to music while they were painting. Somebody was painting at my desk. And then the other son was painting at the easel. And it just, my heart just like exploded. You know what I mean? It was just like, how lucky am I to experience this, you know? I mean, it was magical. And maybe it's because I told them they could stay up until midnight or something. Painting, like if you're painting, you're allowed to stay up. Maybe that's what I'll start to do. So I'm just making marks all over the place, as you could see. Not really paying too much attention about exactness. I'm doing these little flowers now. They're kind of like tulips. So I'm going to put them right there. And do it again. Where can I put it again? Right here. Ooh, on top of each other. I like that. There we go. I always feel like I'm turning my stuff too much. Maybe it's okay. Okay, and Andrea Botticelli. I hope I said that right. Lori. Jane says, I like to... Oh, wait. Steph, the Levine family says, Ayla, no, we have the TV going. You are what we put on in the background. That's so funny. Please don't. I feel like, can you imagine my voice on your background? Oh my goodness. You just made my day. That's so funny. Thank you, Ayla. Jane says, I like to listen to chats, podcasts, book reviews, art talks. You know what? I sometimes do too. I do when I'm doing like detail work. If I'm like putting lots of detail into something, I will listen to that. Jean says, I like promontory music from movies and worship music like The Blessing. All right. Promontory music. I might have to look that up. Christine says, music for sure. French language rock. Light rock station. Crystal B, How lovely your son's painting. Oh yes, it was just, it made my whole day. Heather says bribery always is always a smart move. You're right. You know what? They used so much of my my black acrylic ink. I'm just making marks now. I got distracted. That I was like in my head, is it okay for me? This is me talking about my rule. Is it okay for me to buy my children art supplies if I'm not buying art supplies for myself? What are your thoughts? Is that is that a loophole? Like, what if they want to use the art supply and I'm running out of it? Then I'm like, okay, so they need it, therefore I need to buy it for them. But then if they need it for a little bit and then they don't use it and then I end up using it, theoretically, did I buy new art supplies? I don't know. I'm coming up with loopholes for myself. Oh, Denise says definitely. This is Ayla. If we don't have you on TV, I put my TV shows and movies on. Oh, TV shows and movies. While you paint? Can you do that? Are you able to do both? Sometimes I'm like, I can't pay it.
Yeah, very easily. Stay up until like 2, 3 a.m.
What?
and watch like a movie.
While you paint? Oh, that's so, I might have to try that. Sometimes I can't like focus, like my mind only wants to do one thing. So,
That's why you ping pong. It makes painting take so much longer than it actually has to.
I love that though. Thank you. Okay, so mine's really nuts right now, but I kind of like it. I like how there's some flowers, but then there's some that are not. Heather says, not a loophole. Good idea for them to have their own supplies. That's true. I just want to give a quick shout out to Linda on YouTube because Linda is always there chatting with people that show up. So Linda, thank you. I kind of see you pop up and I just want to say thanks because last time there was somebody there and Linda just spoke to them through chat for the whole time. So I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm gonna add some yellow at the top, yellow ochre. How are you liking yours? Does it feel good to create art this way? Just the expression of the thing, not necessarily the perfect look. Leslie says buy them supplies. Yes, you're right. I'm almost out of the black paint because for some reason they like to do layered art and then they'll put black paint on it and then pull the different pieces of tape so it comes out as different things. But it looks really cool. One of these days I'll ask their permission if I can share it. I kind of like having flowers too, like showing, but also I kind of like that it's kind of crazy. So that's my first attempt. I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna try it again, but you can keep going on yours if you want. I just feel like I want to move to a different one. Heather says not a loophole. Good idea for them to have their own supplies. And I'm fighting the impulse buy to buy tempera paint sticks. What? There's paint sticks like that? You might have to put a link in the chat so that I can put it in my my New Year's list to purchase. Okay, so I'm finished with this one. I'm gonna put it to the side. And I'm gonna grab a different one. And we'll check on you in a little bit because I know some of you are still working and I don't want to bother you. So turn it this way. Tell you a little bit more about Joan Mitchell. Poetry and music is a huge part of her process. She listened to music and often cited the influence of poets and writers, including her mother. Mitchell painted, oh, thank you, Heather. Painted in cycles, sometimes working on several canvases at once. Now, how many of you do that? Like you have more than one painting going at one time. Some people, they're like a one painting person, and then some people have multiple going at the same time. I typically have a few going at the same time, and then I forget that I have them going until I find them again, and I'm like, oh, I was working on that. So sometimes that's what happens to me. Okay, so this time around, I'm going to start with this orange blob, orange pom-pom of a flower. I didn't use my giant, oh, wow. I like that. I like the dry brush afterwards. And now I'm just holding it far. Maybe I'm in my like messing around phase right now of art where I'm just gonna keep doing this kind of work. Virginie, do you know which music Joan Mitchell listened to? I don't know, but that's a great question. I will find out and I will post it on our Facebook group because that is a wonderful question. I'm going to put some, there's like little blobs of white down here of flowers. And then there's that giant peach flower that I'm just gonna put right here. And I'm just remembering like trying to do, even when I'm trying to abstract this, I'm finding myself still making art that you can tell what it is. So that's something to think about. Like I'm not trying to make it look like a flower, but it's still coming out as one. So that's something that I'm paying attention to about myself. Now I'm going to try not to make it into a flower. I'm just going to try to make a mark. That's these red flowers at the top. And there's a little bit of red down here. I think for me, what works is I just smush the paint down. If I smush the paint down and then lift real fast, I'm just getting the expression of the flowers. Because if I linger too long, I'm going to want to add details. And that's okay if you want to add details also. Heather says, I do art in the series, so paint the same scene several times. Oh, that's awesome. That's like this for me. I think I took this picture, 4 years ago, and I still use it for everything. If I'm doing a graphite, like just a pencil drawing, I'll use it. If I'm doing a giant piece, I'll do it. I'll use the same picture. I just printed it out on a piece of paper. I'm going to add, these orange are supposed to be orange flowers, but I accidentally picked the wrong paint, so that's okay. All right, now I'm going to do some mark making. I think this is okay. I feel like it's still kind of tight, even though it's loose, if that makes sense. It feels tight to me. It feels like it needs more marks. So I'm just going to add that. Blue. This always reminds me of Picasso's work where he's like, it has taken him a lifetime to paint like a child again. And there's nothing wrong with just mark making. I love how what happens when they go on top of each other like that. Oh, look at that blue with that orange. Wow. I don't know. I kind of like that a lot. There's some pale purple. I'm also finding that I'm not a purple person, but purple keeps showing up in my work lately. I don't know why. I feel like it needs some black just to kind of anchor everything together. So I'm gonna use this and, oh, that's not black. I will use a brown. I'm gonna put it underneath here since there's dark spots. This is an oil pastel, the gallery one that I've had for a while. Just making marks, and I really have to think like Joan Mitchell would do broken marks, so I need to do that. And then add more just mark making all around. Feel like it needs some light. Marks. Right, so you keep going. Keep going with your work. Okay, so an encouragement to you is to just don't be afraid to use bold marks and like gestures in your work. There's no right or wrong way to do this type of art. It's just all about getting marks on the page. One of the things that Joan Mitchell says is, you know, let the painting evolve. She would often rework her painting several times. It's never just the one time. Sometimes I wonder what's underneath the artwork that people make, you know. That's also interesting. I don't know if I like this one as much as I like the first one, but sometimes I have to let it sit for a minute to see if I like it. So I'm just trying to think. I'm stepping back mentally from this piece. Do I like it? Do I want to redo it? I might want to redo it later. It might show up again. Just gonna turn it a little bit, adding some green. I should add some green up here. Whenever I feel lost, like I don't know where I'm going in the painting, I add green. It's almost like going on a walk in the field. It grounds me. So I'm gonna add some green at the top because green feels good for my brain. It's like walking in the woods on a hike. You know what it is? I think I'm trying very hard to not draw flowers, but then I'm drawing flowers. So to me, it's like my brain's fighting with abstracting it. So I need to grab a brush and just add green swats. That's what I'll do. So I can't get too focused on one spot. I need to move around. It was so funny the other day. I was painting and I'll move this up. Have you ever painted and then like your paintings go through like this phase of like you want to throw the painting away? Like you're working really hard on it. It looks great. And then you're just like, oh, what did I just do? Why did I do that? And then you want to throw it away. I always for some reason, I struggle with that. And I'm just like, what am I doing here? Somebody pick up all my art supplies. I don't want to paint anymore. And then I have to walk away. And then I come back because I'm like, I get excited again and then paint again. So I know people say this all the time, but the struggle is real when it comes to art, because I start something and then I'm like, I don't like it. And then you just keep working at it, you keep going, and then it turns into something else. Adding some more green. Okay, so while you're doing your artwork, and I ended up with two, Linda on YouTube, I can actually kind of see a little bit of what you're saying, Linda. That's exciting. Linda says paint over it. You're right. I could paint over it. If you don't like it, you can always paint over it, because that's what some folks do, and that works just fine. I'm adding some of my favorite colors now. These are oil pastel. I feel like I have to add, I don't know, an orange. Am I missing an orange here? I'm just gonna do dots because that is a mark that I have not done yet. So sorry about it being loud next to you there, but I'm just gonna add some of that around. Okay, so this is chaotic, but I have hope that it could turn into something. I don't know, but I really like this one that I did earlier. I think it's because I wasn't too focused on the blobs of flowers, but this one I got too focused on it. See what I mean? So that's the two different things happening in my brain right now. Oh, I was going to tell you about your homework. So I'd like for you to take this picture and then like try it again, but maybe it's all right. But maybe just focus on one part. This is a huge, I think the reason why I love this photo is there's so much, you could zoom in and just focus on one part of the flower. You can focus on another part. All of those little flower paintings I do that are little squares, they come from this same photo reference. So you can use this photo reference for so many things. I'm just adding yellow because I feel like it needs yellow. And maybe like a brown? Oh, it's not really brown, but that worked out. Okay. So you're not going to believe this, but it is 6:58. How does that happen? This fun time flies by so fast. It's 6:58, and I just want to say August is usually a break time, so we will not see you in August, but we will come back super strong and painting back in September. And I'm gonna see if we can throw in definitely some coffee club time, extra coffee club time for sure. That's gonna be on the schedule. But I'll try to see if I can schedule in a second painting with Joy, because we did that for a while and then life got a little crazy for me. But I'm gonna try to see if I can do that again. All right, so that's my madness painting. It's just all over the place. Okay, so I'm gonna stop for myself right there, and I'm going to remove the pin and smile and see you all. I am going to also say goodbye to the folks on YouTube. So YouTube folks, thank you for joining us. We will see you in September. Don't forget the homework. And really, really, truly appreciate you spending time with me today. Bye, Lynn.